Hey guys, Ken Smith Fishing. So gratuitous slow motion video of my cat sitting in front of Jones trolling motor before we got it wrapped. So this is the same boat I have now, just some old footage. But this is, we're going to have multiple videos this week. I had two different guys in the last 2 weeks reach out to me and ask me to show how to do the active captain update on the Garmins. And what we're going to find out today from the guys at Jones Trolling Motor is they don't like doing the active captain updates. But we thought since I was there, we would do my Humminbirds as well. So we're going to do a quick Humminbird update in this video. We're going to do the Garmin update in the next video. And there's also some pretty rare stock in place right now, or at least there was last week at Jones Trolling Motor. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that. So we're going to have this video. Right behind it, the Garmin video. We got fishing video from practice at BFL Friday at Rayburn. We've got Rayburn FPFL footage. And then this week, I'm also getting together with Todd Driscoll for him to update us on the tracking studies. So lots of stuff in the next few days. Stick with me. I think you're going to enjoy all of this. Here we go. Okay, new battery. So show us what we're going to do here.
All right, so we got the software downloaded onto the chip. We got the map card out. Helps you put it in there the right way. It may not have went. Yeah, there it is. All right, so once you got the chip in there and it picks up and reads, you're going to get this notice up here saying, you know, do you want to replace software that's current, which is 2.44, with the new version of 2.66? You want to hit yes, and then a lot of people miss this. It says abort. So you don't want to hit yes again. Most people would think, you know, hey, you want to do yes, yes, and you want to hit no.
Yeah, I've done that.
And now you're doing the update. You don't want to lose power to the unit whatsoever because that would cause an issue, you know, bouncing an update and maybe ruining a graph.
Because it basically is a great big laptop.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's went through and done its thing. It's restarted, which, you know, all units are going to do when they update. Hit exit here.
You should be smooth sailing.
You just work back through your screens.
Yep. If you leave the chip in here long enough, it's going to come up here on the top and say, not the no GPS fix, of course it's going to say that in here. It'll say, you know, unit software is currently 2660, no update needed, because the update chip is still in here.
Reading it again.
Yep, there it is right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So no update required. And if you wanted to check it, if you never got that message, then, you know, hit your view, come down here to your system status, and check, and you see now we have 2660. So and if it didn't have that, then the update didn't take for some reason, and you'd have to redo it.
And that will update our 360 unit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we got a separate card that's going to update the front one, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll talk about how to update the 360.
Yes.
So you just made the comment, you can put both the updates on the same card.
Yes. So, like for me up here at the shop, you know, day to day I could see 5 different kind of Humminbird units that I've got to update, and most of the time I try to keep the, you know, those current files on here. But like for the, you know, normal fisherman that's got 2 to 4 units on his boat and they're of, you know, 2 to 3 different model types or something like that, you can download all those different model types to that one card, and it knows, you know, hey, this is what it is, and it'll take that update respectively.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you're 2, 3.
It's even older.
Yeah. All right.
Same deal.
Same deal here. 266. Ken was at least 2 versions behind up here, where he may have just been 1 back here.
All right, so somebody post below, I want to know the record for the most out-of-date Humminbird when you do this. I'm only 2 versions. If it's 1 point something, you're really behind.
And I believe if, even on these newer versions, you know, like I think Gen 2s have already stopped updating software to where they get to a certain point and they're done. They're not making updates for them anymore, but on Gen 3s, certain models, like if you were just now upgrading to a Mega 360 and you're trying to update your software to make it compatible, I believe at 2260, if you don't have at least that software, you can't go up to these latest softwares. You have to download that one first, and it'll give you all this in the instructions on the Humminbird website. If you don't have that software first, it won't let you update to this software.
That's good to know. This is a 3 or 4?
I think it's 4.
I think it is too.
I was about to look because it didn't. You know, I'm so used to the Garmin's when you drop the chip in them, it comes up almost immediately to the screen. And these, you know, it takes it a minute to go through and find the update and all that stuff on the chip. And I was like, well, did I download a Gen 4 update? And this is actually a Gen 3. But no, it's 4.
So I'm curious. You said something to me earlier off camera. I asked you what trolling motor you're running now.
I've switched to a Garmin.
Tell me why.
I run a full Garmin system besides the trolling motor. Always have. And I was just, it's time for a change. I'm, you know, working around all the
Because you were running the Ghost, right?
Yes, I was running the Ghost and never had any problems with it. I was a very big fan of it. I'm just, I don't know what the best word for it is, an electronics goober. I mean,
Well, and it's good to know everything, try everything. So have you had any problems with your Garmin bogging up in the grass?
Not a single one.
Because you fish a lot of snot around here, a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything, whether it's stumps up here at Millwood and lily pads and grass and, you know, swamp grass, not just your normal Rayburn hydrilla. It's the nasties.
Boggy Creek
grass.
monster, man.
That's right.
All right, so we're updated. That probably took a little, oddly, it took longer on the other unit, I guess because it's a Mega, and this was a little quicker, even though it was more out of date. But we're rock and roll. Hopefully he doesn't put it on Spanish just to jack with me, and I'm never going to figure anything out from then on. Put it in French, she'll be like, oh crap. Now, I don't know when this would ever come into play, but you guys heard us talk earlier about my 360 wasn't working because I had the wrong unit. But what's interesting is, even with that straight chirp unit, it'll read the 360 now. So this unit is doing the processing, and then that one's just reading it because it's connected to the brain, right? Okay, again, I don't know why you would ever run 360 off the back, you know, because you'd have to have the trolling motor down, but that's interesting to know. Help hit bud. Okay, so I got 3 pieces of Humminbird electronics on my boat. 2 graph, well, 4 if you count the trolling motor. I got 2 graphs, and I got a 360 unit. So the 360 unit also requires an update, right?
It does. It's separate from your updates that you do to the actual unit.
So how do you check it?
To check to see what software version you're running, just like when you're checking the unit, you're gonna hold down view, come down here to system, and go to your accessory test, and see, you know, it's showing what all you've got connected and not connected. And right here's your Mega 360 imaging version 1.070 and your serial number for the 360. That version right there is current, the newest version that's out. Their last update was just to fix some issues with the wet switch not working for some people. But if you were to have to do the update to it, it's the exact same process as doing the unit. Go on the website, you know, go under accessories instead of the units, download the update for Mega 360. And when you put the card in the unit, same process. It'll come up and ask you, do you want to update software on 360? You know, hit yes and then no to the abort. And they say on that one, it does specifically say it takes 4 to 5 minutes to do normally, and the unit will, you know, restart and then start doing the update. So just be patient with it when you do it.
And how do you know? So I could not update my 360 with my console graph, right?
That's correct. It needs to be the one that it's hardwire plugged into. Because Humminbird doesn't network through, or doesn't do updates through network, like say a Garmin unit will, that we'll talk about here in a minute.
So that's confusing to me, because that unit actually is plugged into the brain. So when you say hardwired into that unit.
So the 360 comes straight out off, you know, from here, where all its internal stuff is, through down to a Y cable that also Ys in your built-in 2D sonar, and then that's plugged directly into this unit, which is what we would call the hardwire unit.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
And then so there's an Ethernet, you know, running from here back to the console graph, and that's why that would be technically the remote unit for 360.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Does the trolling motor require an update?
IPilot software.
So I do not have the iPilot link, but if a guy has an iPilot link, that's an additional update as well, right?
Yes, if you have it all hooked up through your Ethernet to your unit, you'll be able to see it right here where it says trolling motor. But if you don't have it hooked up and you're just running it independent, not using all the link features, you can see it on your remote for your trolling motor.
But guys that are running iPilot link, they need to update that as well.
Yes, and their updates are not as frequent as what you would have on grass, where it's quarterly. It is normally specifically for a new feature they've come out with or for a bug fix, which has been very uncommon lately.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, let's do the Garmins. All right, guys, so I promised y'all a Jones inventory, and you got pretty good inventory right now. So let's just start like we have before, only you got a new section over here. You got the Pro Guide batteries in over here. So talk about what you got there, Michael.
Guys, Pro Guide Batteries out of Little Rock, Arkansas. They have service centers all over Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Texas. Really good brand, really good people to work with. We have the 24-800s. The 27-800s are really popular starting battery. If you were going to run 2 graphs in live scope, 1 graph in live scope, it's a really good battery to run. We do have the Deep Cycle 27s. We have Deep Cycle 31s. This is their AGM battery. It's a really, really good starting battery. That battery will run 3 to 4 graphs with live scope and accessories on 12 volts. You do need to have the proper charger. You need to have a charger that will charge AGM batteries.
Let's talk about chargers in a minute. We'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So that's the Pro Guide line out of Little Rock. They're really good people. Get to the good stuff. We have Garmin. We have Garmin's from the 9s all the way up to the 16s. We have 1022s, 1222s, and everything in between. One thing we are running right now, and I think we only have about 7 left, is we have a combo. It's a 1242 XSV plus touch, live scope. You get some cleaner. You get a strap for your graph. Normally, $4,500 brand new. We're running it for $39.99. If you mention Ken Smith Fishing, you get an extra $100 off. So you're paying $38.99 for this combo. We have 7 of them left, and that's it. We won't have any more this year. So keep that in mind.
Wow. Okay.
Plenty of live scopes.
And I'm sorry, Michael, this is the newer version of what I'm running, right?
That's the version of what you're running with mapping. This is what you're running, but with mapping.
Okay, got it.
This will come, it's a touchscreen 12-inch with mapping.
Got it.
So live scope, we're sending out a free graph cover to put on your graph. Everybody's graph cover's flying off going down the road. We send you some graph cleaner, all packaged up.
All right, so if somebody wants to do that and wants you guys to install, I'm assuming that's kind of a custom deal based upon what you're doing?
Yes, it is. We are certified Garmin installers, and if you do use us, a certified installer, you get 2 years of warranty on parts and labor instead of 1 year. Garmin wants to make sure their cables aren't pinched, they're hooked up right, and they're running from the get-go. We do dial them in. We show the customer how to use them. We dial them in to some settings to get you started and make sure you know how to get on the water and go catch some fish.
Good deal.
Installation prices vary from aluminum fiberglass and just how long it takes. It's anywhere between $400 to $600, just depends on how long.
So, by the way, guys, that's one thing to note here. It is a little bit tricky mounting stuff on metal boats. You can't shoot through the hull. I mean, there's some stuff to that, right?
Metal boats generally, some of the fiberglass are real curved and contoured, made for running. The aluminums are very square. The metal don't give. I've been in the hospital twice, stitches in my hand twice for the aluminum. It's really hard to work with, and especially to do it right and make it look factory where wires aren't showing. We do a lot of duck / fishing boats, and those guys want to take that stuff off, and they're duck hunting in and out, muddy, waders, their floaters, everything. You got to hide all that stuff, because if they nick that wire, your live scope's ruined. Right. It's a $900 transducer.
And we also talked off camera. One of the things I commented on the G3 was how hard it was for an old guy to get in and out of the boat. And you got a fix for that.
Yes, sir, we do. We have some steps. We have 2 different sizes. We have a 2-step system, which is hid right over here. Ken can show you in a minute. And then we have the handle right here. 2-step systems around $250. This one's $399 installed. We'll put it on your boat, show you how to step up into it. And it makes it nice on the aluminum and the bass boats. The older you get, the harder it is to step off the front to latch your boat. Yep. These make it really nice.
Well, and what I've noticed is more and more glass boat makers are already putting them on there.
Yes.
But I've yet to see one of the metal boats. And I'm sure some of them do, but certainly on that G3, it was hard to get in, and that's something that if I wound up in that boat, that's something I'd want to look at. So, yeah. And then we got a bunch of Humminbird stuff. We got more Garmin stuff.
On the Garmin, we do have the external antennas, which is a heading sensor. Will keep your map from spinning when you're fishing offshore. That's a big deal. We do have more transducers in the back. We have the 36s, the 56s, 52s, 30s. We have all of those in the back. We have plenty of Garmin accessories. If you move over to Humminbird, we have accessories. We have Solix 15s. We have more in the back. We have Solix 12s. We have Solix 10s, Helix 15s, Helix 9s, Helix 10s. The whole country is short on Helix 12s. We do have some coming, but they're not here today. They're ordered and they should be shipping sometime soon. So have all the accessories for the Humminbird. Get over here.
Well, how many of these do we think we have left?
Mega Lives. I had 20 of them 2 days ago. I think we're down to about 8 guys. They will ship same day, and they're going fast. There's a lot of dealers that are telling their friends to call because they're really short and hard to get. So we have 8 of them left as of right now. So come over here to the Lowrance. We have 16s, we have 12s, we have 9s, we have the Active Target, which is their version of forward-facing sonar. We have all the Lowrance to hook everything up. We have transducers, cables, adapters, remotes. We have the 0.1 antennas, which keeps everything from spinning. So we can do full boat Garmin installs, full boat Humminbird, and full boat Lowrance installs. We know how to install every bit of it.
Authorized for all 3.
Yes, sir. We do carry all lines of trolling motors. We're going to show y'all a little dark room full of trolling motors in a minute. We are a warranty service center for Garmin, Lowrance, and Minn Kota. We do have a couple of good deals on a couple of Ghost. Retail's $33.59. I think we have 2 left at $2,800 because they're used. They're within a year old. I don't have to charge you tax on them. $2,800 out the door. So those are good deals. We have 180 45 Ultrex left. It's used. $1,900. Retail's $2,500 plus tax. So get over here. Before we move, we have some boat in the boxes by Lowrance. We have the 12s, and we can swap the 12 for a 9 if you want a 12-9 boat in the box combo. So we got 3 of those left.
Never seen one.
Get over here to this wall. It's kind of our catch-all wall. We have trolling motor props. We have the live well pumps. We have the trolling motor plugs, a few other accessories. We do carry a full line of chargers.
By the way, before we go to chargers, Taylor mentioned something to me outside that you can use a Minn Kota prop on a Garmin trolling motor if you get in a bind.
Yes, the Garmin trolling motors, if you do get in a bind, run an 80 Ultrex Minn Kota, and it will work on a Garmin trolling motor.
Okay,
and
perfect.
we have those in stock as well.
Okay.
So,
all right. Now we had a conversation off camera about, and again, I had the same problem in my Ranger with the wrong damn charger.
With the wrong battery. I deal with this about 3 to 4 days a week. You've got to have the right battery with the right charger. These 315s and these digital chargers are good charging lead acid. They do not charge AGM properly, and they do not charge lithium. If you go to AGM to
Stop right there.
Yes, sir.
If a guy has that 315 and he has AGMs, it's going to show they're charged, isn't it?
Yep, it'll show their charge, but every time you charge that battery, you're damaging those cells, and it's eventually a year down the road, you're only charging 75%.
Exactly what I ran into.
We deal with this 3 or 4 days a week. People have argued. Manufacturer argues with us. They sell what's cheap and they make the most money off of.
You're talking about boat manufacturers.
I'm talking about the boat manufacturers.
Yep.
So if you want your stuff to run right, not get stranded on the water, if you run an AGM charger or AGM battery for your cranking, you can run lead acid on your trolling, but you have to have a charger that will charge AGM properly. The Minn Kota PCs are really good chargers, really good warranty. We sell a ton of them. We hardly ever see one back. We have the 330 PCs, we have the 230 PCs, and we have the 440 PCs.
And the crazy thing is, it's only $150, $180 difference price, right?
Yep. You're looking at $210, $220 for the D. You're looking $279 for the 230. You're at $380 for the 330, and you're at $480 for the 440.
So it ain't, in the price of a boat, it's a tiny fraction difference to get the right stuff in there.
We see problems every day with batteries, with wrong chargers, with wrong batteries.
Yep.
If you set this stuff up right, you get the full lifetime longevity out of your batteries.
And the full power.
The full power.
Yeah.
And with live scope, with forward-facing sonars, with multiple graphs, it's important to have the right battery with the right charger for the right setup for your boat.
Absolutely. Show me the hidden room.
So, hidden room.